welcome to Peter Piper Picked a Podcast. Today, we're really going deep, exploring Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a book that's been around, almost a century now, and it's still inspiring people. We've got some excerpts here, ready to unlock its wisdom.
You know, this book, it's not just about, getting rich financially. It's more like a guide to success, period. Like any area of life you can think of. Hill interviewed some of the biggest names of his time, people like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, even Andrew Carnegie. And he boiled down what they all knew about success into, get this, 13 principles.
13 principles for any goal you can think of. I mean, that's pretty ambitious, isn't it? What kind of stuff are we talking about here?
Yeah, ambitious is a good word. It's about, first you got to understand the mindset and the habits, of course, the habits that lead to success. Hill really pushes the power of, things like having a strong desire. Then there's faith, of course, and persistence. You can't forget persistence. And even, this is interesting, he talks about having a support group. He called it a mastermind group.
A mastermind group. Okay, now that's got me curious. What's that all about?
Basically, think of it like you get a group together, right? And they're all on the same page. They get what you're trying to do. They share their knowledge, help you stay on track. It's like having, a personal board of directors, but for your goals, not a business.
So it's not just what you know, but who you know and who's got your back kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of knowing, Hill, he was really big on, believing in yourself. He said, if you can convince yourself that you've got the potential, you can do amazing things. You'll see opportunities you never even thought were there.
That makes sense. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect anyone else to, right?
Yeah.
But how do you actually do that? I mean, train your mind to believe. Hill has some steps for that.
He did. He's got all kinds of techniques and exercises, but one of the big ones was visualization. He was all about setting huge, ambitious goals and then really picturing yourself achieving them, like really seeing it happen.
So you're not just setting a goal, but you're feeling it. Like what it would be like to actually achieve it, bringing your emotions into it.
You got it. It's about having this deep emotional connection to your goals. It's incredibly motivating, let me tell you.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But even when you're super motivated, everyone hits setbacks, right?
Yeah.
What does Hill say about handling those tough times?
You're right, setbacks happen. And Hill's answer was one word: persistence. He was totally convinced that successful people, they're not always the smartest or the luckiest. They're just the ones who won't give up.
Yeah, it's easy to say, but doing it is way harder. I bet he's got some tips on how to, develop that kind of persistence.
Oh, yeah, for sure. One of his biggest things was just constantly reminding yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Like, what's the burning desire that's driving you? Let that passion keep you going. And of course, having that supportive network around you helps remember that mastermind group. Plus, you got to be open to learning from your mistakes, making changes when you need to.
So it sounds like Think and Grow Rich is, more than just another self-help book. It's like a whole manual for developing a success mindset, isn't it?
You got it. It's about understanding those principles behind success, the how and the why, and making them work for you, no matter what goals you've got.
So is Hill saying that if anyone follows those 13 steps, they're guaranteed to succeed?
He absolutely believed that anyone could succeed, yeah. As long as they were ready to put in the effort, the real work, and cultivate the right mindset. Of course, there's always stuff you can't control, right? Yeah. External factors. But he was positive that ultimately what you think and believe shapes your reality.
It's kind of a powerful idea, that maybe we have more control over our own destiny than we realize.
Yeah, really powerful. And that's one of the things about Think and Grow Rich. It's so captivating. It's like it gives you, the reader, this permission to take charge, to go after what you want. Okay,
so you talked about the why, like why this book matters. But what about the how? Hill does have those 13 specific steps. Maybe we should go through them one by one.
Sure, let's break them down. And we have to start with the foundation, right? Desire. Hill says that having this burning desire for something, that's the first step. It's the most crucial step to getting it.
Makes sense. You're not going to put in the effort if you don't really want it,
yeah.
Right? But how do you go from just kind of wanting something to having that unstoppable desire?
Well, Hill actually gives 6 concrete steps, 6 ways to transform that simple desire into something real. First, you got to be clear on what you want. And crystal clear, not just a general idea, but like a fully fleshed out goal with all the details.
So be specific. Got it. What's next?
Okay, next is figuring out what you're willing to give up to get it. What's the price? Nothing comes free, right?
Right. Got to be honest about what you're willing to sacrifice, how much effort you'll put in.
Right on. Then, step 3, set a deadline. When do you want to achieve this thing?
A deadline. Oh, yeah, I could see how that would, like, light a fire under you.
Exactly. Then, step 4, no time to waste. You create a plan. How are you going to get there? And then start doing it. No matter what, start taking action.
So no room for procrastinating, huh?
Nope, not if you're serious about your goals. Now, step 5 might seem a little, I don't know, formal, but Hill says to write it all down like a statement, a clear statement. How much money do you want to make? Where's it coming from? What's that deadline? And what are you giving in return? What service or product are you offering?
So you're putting it out there, making it official. What's the final step to really cement that desire?
This one's interesting. Step 6, read that statement you wrote out loud, twice a day. Once when you wake up, once before you go to sleep. And when you read it, really picture it, feel it, believe you already have it.
That's powerful stuff. Like a daily reminder, a way to reinforce your belief and stay committed.
Exactly. And remember, that's just the first step. Imagine what you can do when you apply all 13 steps to your goals.
I think I'm starting to get why this book is still so popular. It's not just about, getting rich. It's about understanding how to be successful in any area of life.
Yeah.
It's about the principles behind it all.
Yeah, that's it. It's all about harnessing your own mind to achieve your dreams.
If you are interested in this book, we will leave you a link in the description.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich. We were talking about desire, how it all starts with a burning desire for what you want.
Yeah, not just wishing for it, but really having that strong desire, knowing what you want, and having a plan to get there.
Absolutely. So, building on that foundation of desire, we come to principle number 2, faith. Hill argued that faith is a state of mind, something you can actually develop. He called it autosuggestion. It's basically like convincing yourself of something, repeating it over and over until you believe it, even if you don't at first.
So it's like, even if you haven't achieved it yet, you have to believe you can, and you will.
Exactly. Believing in your ability to make your desires a reality. Hill even suggested, writing down affirmations about your goals and saying them every day to make that belief stronger.
Interesting. So you're programming your subconscious for success.
That's the idea. But it's not just about believing in yourself. It's also about having faith in the process, in the idea that your thoughts can actually change things.
This is reminding me of the law of attraction, the idea that your thoughts can attract good or bad things into your life.
Yeah, there are definitely some similarities there. Hill was a big believer in the idea that our thoughts are powerful, that they shape our lives.
Okay, so we've got desire and faith. What's the next ingredient in Hill's success recipe?
Well, that's where step 3 comes in. This is where that auto-suggestion we talked about really kicks in. It's all about using affirmations and visualization to, imprint your desires onto your subconscious mind.
So you're taking that belief from step 2 and, really hammering it in, making it part of who you are.
Exactly. You're training your mind to focus on those goals and really believe you can reach them.
I can see how that would be helpful, you know, for overcoming self-doubt, building confidence.
For sure. Hill believed our subconscious minds are super powerful, and that if we feed them positive messages and images, we can actually change our thoughts, our actions, and in the end, our results.
It's interesting how much emphasis Hill puts on the mind. It's almost like he's saying success is more about mental training than anything else.
In a way, yeah, he was. He truly believed that our thoughts create our reality. So if you want to change your reality, you got to start by changing your thinking.
Makes sense. Okay, so let's move on to step 4, specialized knowledge. What's he talking about there?
Hill made a distinction between, just general knowledge and specialized knowledge. Of course, general knowledge is important, but he was convinced that specialized knowledge is what really gets you to your specific goals.
So it's about, becoming a real expert in your field, mastering the skills and knowledge that are key to your success.
Exactly. His point was that you don't have to know everything, but you do need to know what's directly relevant to reaching your goals.
Yeah, so you don't need to be a walking encyclopedia, but you do need to be a master of your craft.
Right. And this step really highlights how important it is to never stop learning, to keep growing. Hill thought that successful people are lifelong learners, always looking for new knowledge, refining their skills.
Always pushing yourself to grow, to learn more.
Now on to step 5, imagination. Hill was a big believer in the power of imagination. He saw it as the place where we can create, anything we desire.
So this is where we get to dream big, visualize those goals like we've already achieved them.
Absolutely. And Hill said there are 2 types of imagination, synthetic and creative. Synthetic is like rearranging existing concepts, like a puzzle. But creative imagination, that's what brings completely new ideas into existence.
That's where the real innovation comes from, right?
Right on. And Hill believed anyone can cultivate their imagination, both through practice and by just being open to new ideas, having new experiences.
That's pretty inspiring. It's like we all have this incredible power inside of us to create anything we can imagine.
We do. And the more you use your imagination, the more powerful it gets.
Okay, now for step 6, organized planning. This one sounds pretty self-explanatory.
It might sound simple, but it's crucial. Hill believed that a well-thought-out plan, that's essential for success. He really pushed the idea of breaking down big goals into smaller steps, bite-sized pieces, and then setting deadlines for each step.
So it's like having a roadmap, a step-by-step guide to get you to where you want to go.
Exactly. And he also said it's important to surround yourself with a team, people who are competent, people who can help you execute that plan.
And that brings us back to the mastermind group, right?
It does. Hill was certain that nobody achieves great success alone. We all need help, guidance, other people's expertise.
This is really starting to give us a complete picture of Hill's philosophy. It's not just about positive thinking or working hard. It's more well-rounded. It combines mindset, planning, knowledge, and collaboration.
You got it. It's like aligning all those different pieces to create something powerful, something that pushes you toward your goals.
This has been so insightful. We've covered the first 6 steps of Hill's 13 Steps to Riches, but we're just getting started. We've still got a lot more to explore in Think and Grow Rich.
We do. There's so much more to come. Stay tuned for part 3 of our deep dive, where we'll dig into the remaining steps and uncover even more of the powerful insights from this classic.
If you are interested in this book, we will leave you a link,
in the description.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're wrapping up our exploration of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. We've made it to the final steps of his 13 Steps to Riches.
We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From desire and faith to specialized knowledge and organized planning.
It's fascinating how Hill connects all these different concepts into a clear path to success.
Yeah, it's like each step builds upon the one before it, creates the synergy that can really propel you towards your goals.
So what's next? Where do we go from here? What's step number 7 in this formula for success?
Step 7 is all about decision. Hill believed that, one of the things that sets successful people apart is that they're decisive. They don't waste time procrastinating or second-guessing themselves all the time.
So they trust their gut and take action.
Exactly. Hill argued that procrastination is a thief. It steals your time. And being indecisive can really paralyze you, keep you from moving forward.
That's so true. It's easy to get stuck in overthinking, just analyzing everything to death and never actually doing anything.
Right. So Hill encouraged his readers to get into the habit of making decisions, informed decisions, but quickly, and then sticking to them.
So it's not about being reckless, right? It's about having confidence in your judgment and taking action.
Exactly. And if you make a mistake, you learn from it and move on. Don't dwell on it.
Decision made. What's the next step on this journey to riches?
Step 8 brings us to persistence. This is a theme that runs through all of Hill's work, really. He truly believed that persistence, it's the key to overcoming any obstacle. It's what gets you to success.
I think we've all heard that saying, quitters never win and winners never quit. Is that kind of what he was getting at?
That's the essence of it, yeah. Hill thought that most people just give up too easily. A few roadblocks and they throw in the towel.
But successful people, they just keep going, no matter what.
Exactly. They've got that grit, that determination to push through those challenges and stay focused on what they want.
It makes sense, but honestly, it's easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
How do you develop that kind of persistence, that unwillingness to give up?
Hill gave a few strategies. One is to constantly remind yourself of your why. Why are you doing this? Go back to that burning desire for your goal. Another strategy is to have those people around you, that supportive network, like the mastermind group we talked about, to encourage you to keep going.
There's the mastermind group again. It seems like it's important for every step.
It really is. Having a supportive network can make all the difference, especially when you're facing setbacks. And of course, having a strong belief in yourself, faith that you can succeed, that's crucial too.
So it's all about believing in yourself and your dream, even when it gets tough.
Exactly. Persistence, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Okay, let's recap. So far, we've got desire, faith, specialized knowledge, organized planning, decision, and persistence. What comes next?
Step 9 takes us back to the power of the mastermind. We touched on this earlier, but Hill dedicated a whole chapter to it in Think and Grow Rich.
It must have been pretty important to him.
Absolutely. He believed that the mastermind principle was one of the most powerful tools for achieving success. The idea is that when you're surrounded by people who are like-minded, supportive, you tap into this collective intelligence and energy, something much bigger than you could achieve on your own.
It's like two heads are better than one, but on a much larger scale.
Yeah, more like 10 heads. Hill thought that a mastermind group could give you incredible advice, support, encouragement, accountability.
It's like having a personal board of advisors, but for your life, not a company.
Exactly. And Hill really stressed picking the right people for this group, people who are positive, who are truly aligned with your goals, people who will support you.
So it's not just about networking. It's about surrounding yourself with people who truly get you and your vision.
Right. And Hill believed that the mastermind principle, it wasn't just for business or finances, It could be applied to any area of life.
So whether you're starting a company, writing a book, or going after any other dream, having a strong support network is crucial.
It makes a huge difference. Okay, now, step 10 is a little, controversial. This is the mystery of sex transmutation.
Oh, what's so controversial about that?
Well, Hill's idea was that sexual energy, it's one of the most powerful forces we experience as humans. And he believed it could be, harnessed and transformed into creative energy.
So not about suppressing it, but directing it towards other goals and pursuits.
You got it. Hill pointed out that a lot of really creative people, geniuses throughout history, they had powerful sex drives, but they learned to sublimate that energy into their work.
He thought that energy could fuel ambition, creativity, determination, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Now, this idea might seem a bit out there to some people, but Hill was convinced it was a key part of his formula for success.
Okay, moving on. Step 11 is the subconscious mind. We talked about this a little bit earlier with autosuggestion. Hill really believed in the power of the subconscious mind. He thought we could influence it through our thoughts and beliefs.
He actually described the subconscious mind as a garden. Whatever seeds you plant in it, that's what'll grow.
So if you plant positive thoughts, positive beliefs, you get positive results.
Exactly. But the opposite is true too. If you plant negative thoughts and beliefs, you're going to get negative results.
This is like another way of saying your thoughts create your reality.
Right. Hill thought you could tap into the power of your subconscious mind by using practices like visualization, affirmations, meditation.
So it's about consciously programming your subconscious for success.
You got it. And by doing that, Hill believed you could overcome those self-limiting beliefs, develop good habits, attract the right people and opportunities into your life, all the things you need to reach those goals.
This is powerful stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's this incredible power within us that we don't even realize is there.
Absolutely. Hill was sure that by understanding and harnessing the power of your subconscious, you could achieve almost anything.
Okay, we're in the home stretch now. Just 2 more steps. What's up next?
Step 12 is the brain. Now, Hill had this interesting idea. He thought that the human brain is like a radio receiver. He said it could pick up thoughts and ideas from something he called the ether.
So he was talking about like a 6th sense. A way to access knowledge beyond our normal 5 senses.
Yeah, exactly. He thought this 6th sense could be developed through practice and by cultivating a more open, receptive mind.
So it's about being open to new ideas, new inspiration, trusting your gut, listening to that inner voice.
Precisely. Hill suggested this 6th sense could give you guidance, insights, solutions that you might not be able to get through just logic and reason.
Like tapping into some sort of universal knowledge, right?
You got it. And he thought this was really important, crucial even, for achieving real success.
Okay, we finally made it. The last step in Hill's 13 steps to riches. What is it?
Step 13 is called the 6th sense. It kind of builds on the previous step, but it takes that idea of intuition and inspiration even further.
So it's more than just a hunch or a gut feeling.
Right. Hill believed this 6th sense was a spiritual faculty. It connects us to, a higher power. He called it infinite intelligence.
So it's about connecting to something bigger than ourselves, a source of wisdom that we can't fully understand with our human minds.
Exactly. Hill thought the sixth sense could offer real insights, warnings even, guidance to help you make better choices, avoid danger, achieve incredible things.
This is getting pretty deep.
Yeah.
It's like Hill's suggesting there's a spiritual side to success.
In a way, yes. He believed we're all connected to a higher power, and that by tapping into that connection, we can achieve far more than we ever thought possible.
Wow. This has been an amazing journey, exploring all 13 of Hill's steps to riches. We've covered everything from practical advice to really profound concepts.
It's a remarkable framework for success, isn't it? It's so well-rounded. It covers your mindset, planning, knowledge, the importance of working with others, intuition, even spirituality.
It really explains why Think and Grow Rich has been so popular for so long. It's resonated with people for generations.
It really is a timeless classic. It's full of wisdom and guidance for anyone who wants to achieve their dreams.
So, what does all this mean for you, the listener? As you move forward with your own goals, think about how you can apply Hill's principles to your own life.
Start with identifying that burning desire. Cultivate faith in yourself and the process. Seek out specialized knowledge. Make a plan. And find your mastermind group, those supportive people who will have your back.
And don't forget about the power of your subconscious mind. Listen to your intuition. Connect with your own inner wisdom.
Hill's message is clear. Success is possible for anyone who's willing to put in the work and cultivate the right mindset.
Think and Grow Rich is more than just a book, really. It's a guide to living a richer, more fulfilling life.
So go out there and make those dreams a reality.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Remember, the path to success is a marathon, not a sprint. So be persistent, stay focused, and never give up on your dreams.
That's all the time we have for today on Peter Piper Picked a Podcast.
Until next time, remember to invest in yourself.
See you later.
See you then.